Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to another live video, Monday, 5:55. Hopefully you like my third eye shades, a little bit trippy with the ring light. Gotta love it. I won't wear them the whole time, don't worry. Today we are talking all about how to switch your vibe. This entire year and all of last year has been a lot of low vibrational waves hitting the planet. And we talk about how to raise your vibe over and over and over again, but a lot of the times we miss out on how to basically navigate low vibrational frequencies. So that's what today's all about. It's going to be a really nice, short, sweet video for you, talking about the juiciest stuff about navigating 3D frequency in a 5D vibrational way. So welcome. Thank you for being here, as always. Thank you. Special thanks to the members. Before we deep dive into the steps, I highly recommend grab yourself a notebook and a pen. These are some really tangible ways that you can shift your vibration, and they are actually steps that you can follow to help you on your journey of navigating these kind of vibrational frequencies. All right. Before we deep dive, I just want to mention there is a members only Awakener YouTube video just released, and it is all about how to understand your blocks when manifesting. Manifesting is easy because we are vibrational beings. Manifesting is a vibrational process, but what's really difficult is how to basically recognize, understand your manifestation blocks, understand how to ask for things and why you aren't receiving the things that you're asking for. So members, please check out that brand new video. It should be in Awakeners only downloads. All right, so check that out. Just released today. I also highly recommend checking out the Galactic Federation meeting for this September. There are so many things going on in the world. It really feels like the collapse is imminent. It feels like we're actually in the middle of the collapse at this time. So I am very, very excited to reconnect with the GFL, see what they have to say for September and beyond. And I actually really wanted to talk to them about the spike protein and exactly how that's affecting our hybrid states, and if we should actually be worried about something called V shedding. I don't know anything about it, but it was a question that was asked yesterday in the members only Q&A, and I really want to bring that up for the GFL just to see what do they think about it? I mean, I know that we're strong enough to override anything, and I definitely have zero fears about other people who are V'd. But I'm so curious because that's a huge aspect of fear that a lot of people have. So that's going to be a specific question, and obviously my only intention is to neutralize the fear that we have so we can truly live in an abundant capacity. Cool. And then last but not least, I have been obsessed with my Lily Rose New Earth bracelets recently. I've been wearing them almost every day. They ground me, they connect me, they balance me. So definitely check out the Lily Rose EA collection. It's really, really saved me in the past. That and essential oils in the past couple of weeks have been so key for my expansion and growth. So let's do it. Let's talk about negative, old, low vibrational frequencies and how we can navigate through them. At this time, I think we can all agree on one major thing. We are all getting hit from all sides, from all angles, with low vibrational frequencies. Actually, in one of my October membership videos, I drew this beautiful drawing. And it was just kind of talking about being the character versus being the player versus being the programmer. And October is all about deep diving into quantum physics and understanding basically this matrix is an illusion, and then not only how to break through the matrix, but how to control and program the matrix. So all that juicy membership content's coming out in October, but it really spawned this idea of, it's great to become the programmer. It's great to master your reality. It's great to have that control, but we really rarely talk about the negative, shitty effects of ascending and awakening and moving from one vibration to the other. especially at this time. How do we navigate? All right. It could be anything. Now, I want to ask you guys, how has your past week been? Or maybe a past couple weeks. I don't know what's going on with, astrology or numerology or the energy, but I have been hit with challenge after challenge. Accounts got hacked, money was stolen, everything got shut down. Maybe I believe that was probably releasing some sort of stubborn subconscious fear that I had about being the provider. The second that my accounts got hacked, I had to cancel all my cards, and I was literally not able to pay my own contractors, my own employees, the people who work so hard to keep everything running. And it obviously brought up this really underlying fear of I can't provide for the people that I love. Like, I can't provide for my own team. And I had to really navigate that this past week. And then to the point where I thought I was done all of the challenges, because I did have a great weekend with my team and we did a little team building. And then this morning, I literally told my wife, I'm like, look, like, you can't put that blanket in the dryer. It's going to break the dryer. No, it's fine. Okay, I'm learning how to trust. And what happened? But, the dryer broke down. So, and that's like kind of a silly example of a challenge, but it's still a really frustrating challenge, right? So no matter where you are on the spectrum, do you feel challenged? Do you want to be vulnerable? Do you want to explain what the challenges are that you have had? Now, on the surface, we could say, oh, well, the accounts got hacked and that really sucks and it's a cluster, but it's fine, right? Recognizing the challenge, understanding the bigger picture actually isn't enough. There's a huge part about transmuting low vibrational frequencies that we need to realize, which is taking responsibility and actually learning something from it. The part where I get caught up in a lot is, am I dealing with this energy, or am I bypassing the energy by saying that, well, everything happens for a reason and I'm moving on? And it's something to really tune into, is that balance. And so I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 steps for you that I want to talk about in relation to transmuting low vibrational frequencies. So it could be a trigger, could be a reaction, could be a frustration, could be an attachment, but it also could be someone walking into your life saying, hey, everyone's dying and it's your fault, right? Which is happening a lot these days, which is crazy. And you could really take that to heart. Right? So, I mean, the amount of low vibrational frequencies in all of our lives is pretty evident at this point. Okay. So, step number 1 to transmuting a low vibrational frequency. Step number 1 is recognize. If we are hit with a challenge and we don't recognize that we're hit with a challenge and we're just in the challenge and we're reacting to the challenge and we're not aware of any other aspect of the challenge, then we're going to be in it. There are no tools that can help you get out of it if you do not first recognize it. All right. So step number 1 is just be aware that you're getting challenged. Step number 1 is just recognizing the low frequencies in your life. That's pretty easy. Like, I think most of us are at a point where even in the moment you're like, I'm so frustrated right now and I don't know why. We can recognize it, okay? It is a tough step for those of us, I think earlier on our journey, that we're not taking that responsibility or having that recognition. All right, so step number 1, recognize the low vibration. Step number 2 is feel it. Yep. Just feel it. Just be with it. It's that simple, but also that difficult. Now, we can transmute that reaction or frequency by journaling it out or punching a punching bag or taking a walk. But make sure that when you're taking action step to move energy out of your system, you are doing it in a conscious way that is allowing you to experience the emotion. because whatever the reaction, whatever the challenge, whatever the emotion is there, it's allowing you to recognize an aspect of yourself that has not been transmuted before. So allow these negative, low vibrational frequencies to be a gift. Allow yourself to feel them, or else you are bypassing and none of the other steps happen. If you don't allow yourself to feel something and you're just like, I'm good, let's move on, it happened for a reason, it will come back around. Please, take it from me, it will come back around, all right? Recognize the low vibe, feel the low vibe, feel the emotion, feel the reaction. Third step is responsibility. Take responsibility for the fact that you're reacting to a situation because of you. And when I say that, I don't mean to sound like rude or I don't know what that sounds like, but just realize that you put that challenge on your path. You create your own reality. It's so easy to say, I create my own reality when everything's great and peachy. Very difficult to say, I create my own reality when life is crappy and everything's just hitting the fan, all right? So take responsibility for that moment. Also realize that your reaction is based on your perception, which is based on your belief, which is based on our understanding of language. And that's all limiting. That's all contractual. That's all full of rules, okay? So despite the fact that the guy behind you was texting in traffic and he rear-ended you, all right, despite the fact that that was clearly his fault, you created that whole dynamic and situation. If you have dealt with the energy of that trigger, trauma, challenge, you will have no reaction to that moment. And maybe you needed to be the neutral party involved in the other person learning their lesson. Oh, shoot, this was kind of a minor challenge to teach me not to text and drive. And you could be just neutral there. When something like that happens and it's the biggest deal in the world, like the dryer breaking down, the worst possible thing that could ever happen, which is totally not the case, there is something super deep within you that needs to be transformed, that needs to be felt. So feel it. If you're angry, feel it. If you're frustrated, feel it. If you have to yell, yell. If you have to punch a pillow, okay? Please, no violence towards yourself or others, but I understand that there is energy there that needs to be released. If you don't focus and feel that energy, you will not release it and it will come back around. Straight up. Okay, cool. 1, recognize. 2, feel. 3, responsibility. I feel this way because of me. One more thing about responsibility. The more that we get trapped into blaming other parties, it was the government's fault, it was my wife's fault, it was, even though I still do that, it was the tree's fault, it was the weather's fault, or whatever, okay? The less we actually take accountability for our own lives, and the more that we put ourselves in the passive state of being the creator rather than the active state of being the creator. This was not my fault, this was your fault. Therefore, I do not create my reality. That's what you're saying to the universe. Your fault, not my fault. Therefore, I don't create my reality. The government does, my boss does, the universe does. Not me, not me. Okay, do you see how it's really important to take that responsibility? Okay, cool. Step number 4 in transmuting low vibrational frequencies, no matter what it is in your life. Forgiveness. After you feel it, it really neutralizes it. After you take responsibility, it really neutralizes it. Then the next step is, wow, I realized that I co-created this experience with you. I chose to be your daughter. Therefore, I forgive you. I forgive you because this isn't all just your fault. I felt it. I've recognized it. I have taken responsibility for it. And now I forgive you. And I forgive myself. Hey, forgive everyone, all right? But that forgiveness is also really key, because that's an active state of completing the old energy. All right? Okay, so once again, recognize, feel, take responsibility, forgive. And the fifth and final step, okay, in the process of switching, transmuting, dealing with a low vibrational frequency is lesson. What is the lesson in this moment? What are you learning from this experience of going through all of these steps? Once again, if you have already dealt with that challenge, if you have already neutralized that state of being, if you've already learned that lesson, you will not have to go through all of these steps because there will be no reaction in you. Something that I react to, like spilling my cup of water, is something that Nat maybe doesn't react to, and vice versa, right? My greatest challenge may seem silly to you, and vice versa, okay? So it's not what the challenge is or even how it's affecting you. It's how you respond to it. Once again, this is not a time to fake your response and say, I'm good, don't worry about me, I've dealt with it, let's move on. That is called bypassing, and that will not help you. It will not help you. It will not help you because it will come back around. Take it from me, all right? And I think that we need to repeat certain things because they go to deeper levels. I also want to say that when we're stuck in fight or flight frequency, when we're stuck in survival with finances, with a relationship, with living situation, it is much more difficult to get to the deeper levels of realization of why certain things trigger you for absolutely no reason whatsoever. When you go through the steps of crying over spilt milk, as just a simple, mundane thing in your reality, you neutralize that, you neutralize all of these surface level BS layers of your reality. You get to the deeper levels of, oh my goodness, that's why I'm reacting this way. This is why this is a trigger. Okay? So it's okay to still be so caught up in the fight or flight and the survival, because I understand that so many people, myself included to some degree, are dealing with our basic foundational roots that we don't even know, we don't even have the energy to go deeper. And that's okay too. So I want you to be okay with that. But I also want you to take your responsibility, take your power back in your reality by understanding that all of your reaction, all of the challenge is there specifically divinely aligned in your life at this time to teach you something. Recognize, feel, responsibility, forgiveness, lesson. All of those steps are all equating to neutrality. And like I mentioned, I deep dive into chaos, neutrality, manifestation, and why it's important to come from a neutral 0 point place when becoming the programmer, the master of your reality. If we are in a constant state of reaction, we are in a constant state of telling ourselves at a subconscious level that we are not in control. And that, my friends, is not the case. You're in control of everything. Even when you want to convince yourself that wasn't you, that wasn't your fault, that was someone else for sure. If you're experiencing it, if you're witnessing it, if you're observing it, it is for you. Hate to say it, but love to say it. It's for you. All right? This month with the membership, September, is all about manifestation, how to recognize, understand your manifestation blocks, and then how to quantum link, how to quantum loop, how to move into, the double slit experiment and experience a completely different reality and leap those timelines. And I have an incredible meditation for the members for manifestation this month as well. September marks a month of healthy boundaries, of polarity, and so what I recommend is stay grounded and realize that it's okay to say no to aspects of your life that do not serve you in this current moment. That being said, thank you all so much. I will see all of you next Monday for another free live at 5:55, and I'll see everyone else on the membership program and at the Galactic Federation Summit. I will see everyone else in the fifth dimension frequency. Bye for now.